This is Joe here, and on today's segment of Money Motivation Monday, our topic is the three-legged stool. Now, they call it a three-legged stool because it represents a safe way to ensure one's retirement. Personal savings, company pension, as well as Social Security. Now, the reason for this video is to point out the fact that this will work for one generation and fail the other, in my opinion. Because if you're a millennial, 20, 30 years from now, with the stats that we have now, the three-legged stool will fail us. And I'll point all those things out in a minute. But if you are baby boomer, then you're in the luck. This kind of works out for you. So let's go back. 60s, 70s, 80s. Does the three-legged stool, does this method work? Yeah, sure. Personal savings, company pension, Social Security. And let's look at interest rate. Back in those days, interest rates were high. Most companies will offer a defined benefit plan, which is pension, meaning they will take full responsibility for your retirement as an employee. Social Security worked great back then because 40 workers were paying into one retiree's fund, however you want to put that, right? So back then, it works great. One more thing that, in my opinion, also benefits baby boomers is life expectancy back then was a lot lower. The average person passed away around 69, 70. So imagine paying into a Social Security, you retire at age 62, 65, and by the time you're 69 to 70, you kick the bucket. Kind of works great because you're not in retirement for that long, right? Now let's fast forward now. Millennials. Is the three-legged stool gonna work for us, the millennials? And my answer is no, and here's why. Social Security, the most you're going to get from Social Security is $3,000 a month, and that's not including taxes. That's not factoring in inflation. If you wait and prolong that date till, say, age 70, it bumps it up to about $3,700 a month. Again, we're not including taxes, right? And at this point, the amount of workers paying into Social Security per retiree has drastically went down, went from 40 to 4. So that should kind of tell you we're not on a good track, right? So you have that issue with Social Security. And then personal savings, what are the stats? 78% of workers live paycheck to paycheck, which kind of tells us that the average person is not saving or investing. Company pension, right? So our grandparents have defined benefit plans, which means company assumed all the risk and took care of them in retirement. Fast forward to us now, we don't have those. Unless you work for a government entity, most people don't have a pension. Most people have what we call a defined contribution plan, which is your typical 401k. So you put money in, they put money in. It's kind of in the market, so it could go left or right. Whereas our grandparents had guaranteed, we don't have guaranteed. So if you really go back and look at the three-legged stool, it worked and it will work for the baby boomers, but for the millennials, this is definitely not gonna work. So take charge and make sure you put your finances in check and plan for your future. Does it work for millennials? In my opinion, it doesn't. As for the baby boomers, I believe it works for them.